Well, now it's time for our weekly visit to Fed Farmers HQ, and something slightly different this week, with Deputy Prime Minister Bill English dropping by to chew the fat. Well, Mr English, what role for farming does the government see in New Zealand's future?
Oh, pretty critical. We've got to move over the next few years from economic growth that's been driven by consumption funded by borrowing. Over the next 5 years, we will be growing with exports funded by equity and savings and investment. That's a big shift for the New Zealand economy, and the primary production and agricultural sector has the capacity to help lift us out of this recession.
Well, last week, Minister Nick Smith was in Australia talking to his counterpart about a common emissions trading policy. Is a harmonised ETS with Australia a possibility?
Well, John Key and Kevin Rudd have agreed that we want to have a pretty hard look at harmonising between the New Zealand and Australian systems. There are going to be some differences. We don't want to have exactly the same as Australia, but one of those areas of discussion will be around agriculture. In my view, whether it's harmonised or not, there's a lot of technical difficulties with bringing agriculture into an emissions trading system, and I think it's some way off.
Well, farmers are certainly looking forward to rural broadband, to better roads and water storage, so that New Zealand, of course, can export more goods. As Minister, what support will you be giving to the rural community?
Well, we're keen to get the rules right, and that's our preference to being big investors, although the government is going to invest in ultra-fast broadband. So we're spending time now making sure that you've got regulation processes that cut through the red tape that mean we can get decisions quickly. There will be opportunities for the government to work with the rural sector where the government can provide some assistance. We don't expect to be large-scale investors, for instance, in water storage, but we will be big investors in roads, and we do need to sort out how the rural community gets better access to telecommunications.
Well, thanks very much. That was Deputy Prime Minister Bill English.